You're watching PCC TV, Pinellas County Connection Television, a division of Pinellas County Communications.
Welcome back to Postcards from Home. One of the blessings we enjoy here is our proximity to so much water, which we can use for a variety of recreational activities: swimming, fishing, boating. And sometimes the boating resembles the same adrenaline-driven rush we see in our roadways. But there's a more serene and tranquil alternative. I recently went to Weedon Island Preserve to meet with environmental educator Grant Craig to learn more about one of the most interesting adventures to be had here in Pinellas County. Grant, thank you very much for coming out today and having us out here.
Oh, I'm glad to be here.
This is one beautiful place, Grant. And I understand that people can actually come out and canoe and kayak these beautiful waters here at Weedon Island. Tell us about the experience.
Sure, we have a great canoe kayak trail here. It winds through the preserve. It's about 4 miles long.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
You know, you think it is, but when you get going at a real average pace, an average paddler can probably get through the whole trail in 2 to 3 hours.
Wow, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all. A lot of the trail's very protected. So on a day where a lot of boating activities might be curbed due to wind, you can come out here into some nice backwaters and do some exploring.
Great, so you don't have to worry about wind blowing you over in the canoe here or kayak, whatever.
For the most part, yeah, most of the trail's nice and protected.
Okay.
So.
When people get into the mangroves and areas like that, what are some of the things they can see as far as wildlife, plants, fish, things like that?
Boy, that's the great thing about being able to do it over and over. You see different things every time you come out here. Based on weather and seasons, you can see a variety of species of wading birds, lots of different fish and rays, to smaller things like little crabs and snails, and an occasional snake or two out on the trail. Just a wide variety of wildlife, and every once in a while you'll come across a dolphin or a manatee, something a lot bigger that really makes it all worthwhile.
Now, how was the experience of seeing the preserve from water different from walking on the trails?
Oh, you really get down on the level of the mangroves, and you're able to see a lot more. You get the perspective of what's in the water and above the water and how those two things might be interacting. It's great to get on the boardwalk, get out into some parts of the swamp, but if you really want to experience the aquatic and the tidal swamps of the preserve, your canoe kayak's your best way to truly get into the middle of it.
Well, you're definitely right. This is one heck of a place to come and kayak or canoe. And of course, if somebody had their own, they could bring it, put it in the water and see it on their own pace. What's your favorite part of going out on the trails? What's your favorite part? What do you say people can't miss when they come?
I really like portions of our trail utilize some of the old mosquito ditches here at the preserve, and you get deep into the mangrove swamp through some pretty tight tunnels at times. And that really gives you the experience of being right in there with all of the different wildlife, and you hear sounds that you just wouldn't be able to experience if you just were limited to some of the outer portions of the trails.
Now, this is a place that we know there's been a lot of pre-Columbian Native American inhabitation. Is there anything you could see like that when you paddle through?
What you're seeing when you paddle through the aquatic and the tidal swamp portions of the preserve is what drew those prehistoric people to the preserve in the bounty of resources that they did not want for food. They had all of the food resources around them from these areas.
So basically it's a similar experience to what somebody might have experienced 5,000 years ago.
Exactly.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. You get to relive that whole part of their lifestyle.
Oh yeah, and you get out into some back bays and portions of the swamp and you truly feel like you have gone back in time.
I can imagine it appears almost untouched. Now, Grant, say I don't have my own canoe or kayak. Are there any options available to me?
Oh, sure. There's a concessionaire that is stationed out here at the preserve on weekends that will rent kayaks, both single and tandem kayaks.
Okay. And
during the week, you can call that same concessionaire and they'll deliver the boats right out here to the preserve for you.
Now, when they drop them off, do they have everything like the life preservers?
Life jackets, dry bags, maps. They really do a good job of providing you with everything you'll need.
Oh, great. So you can actually wait here, they pull up,
bring everything out, unload it for you, and you're ready to go.
Perfect. And Grant, Weedon is the only place in the county where you could put in a kayak or canoe, correct?
No, not by a long shot. There are plenty of other parks throughout the county where you can put in a canoe or kayak and experience a lot of the similar things. The trail at Weedon is nice. It's a particularly long trail.
Okay.
And it's very well marked with white signs that will help guide you through, whereas some of the other trails are not as well marked, so people
They're a little more free-form, we like to say.
Yes. This is a wonderful place because not just because of the protection from the wind, but I would say 99.9% of the trail, if you were to fall out of your canoe or kayak, simply stand up.
Okay.
Collect yourself and get back in. We're talking 1 to 2 feet of water in most portions of the trail on a normal tide.
Okay, so you're not talking about anything that's too terribly deep.
Not at all, not at all. All your aquatic habitats around here are within 1 to 2, sometimes 3 to 4 feet of water, but very shallow water.
Okay.
And our trail is linked into a system of trails throughout the county in the Pinellas County Blueways system, and a great deal of information can be found out through our website at www.pinellascounty.org.
Grant, if somebody wanted to find out more about kayaking, canoeing here at Weedon Island, who would they call?
They could call the center. We do get a lot of calls about tides. If you do come out on your own, you would want to check a tide chart or call the center and see if there are portions of the trail that would be inaccessible during a very low tide.
Okay, so get a little too low for even a canoe or a kayak.
Sure, you might find yourself hiking through some mud.
It's called portage. They pick
there
them up
you go.
and move them
There
along.
you go.
Well, Grant, thanks for having me out today.
Tom.
This looks like one place I want to bring my family for sure.
Definitely, definitely. It's not to be missed.
Oh, definitely. Sounds like one of those hidden gems.
This is my first time on the Weedon Island canoe trip, and I really enjoyed myself. It was a wonderful experience, and I enjoyed seeing all the nature and the animals. The most interesting part of the canoe trip for me was the wildlife, the fish and the birds, the different aquatic life was very interesting. I expected to see mangroves, but I didn't anticipate the canopy style of it, and it was a wonderful experience. I would really encourage anyone to come out. It was just a wonderful time to spend time outdoors and with friends and family. It was a great experience.
I like the crabs.
There were a lot of crabs. I loved the feeling that you're almost in a Disney ride where you have the bows going above from both sides and meeting.
This is just a lot of fun, very educational, and you'll just have a great time doing this.